Hi, I'm Kevin, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a comprehensive marketing infrastructure for your business. So if we take a look at your business, um, there are two ways we can categorize marketing. So one type of marketing is what I like to call a one-to-one input-output. So this means that for whatever amount of effort you put in, you get that much back out, right? So one good example would be cold calling. So 1 hour of cold calling would equate to 1 hour of results, right? So if you have, let's say, not such a great offer, then maybe it takes 2 hours of cold calling to get one booked sales call. If you have an amazing offer, maybe for every 1 hour of cold calling, you get two booked calls. But in any case, we still call that a one-to-one input output. And the other type of marketing would be automation channels. So if we take a step back here, you could start out with this and just continue to, slave away and making phone calls. But from an efficiency standpoint, it would be more prudent to start leveraging and setting up the automation channels first, so that you at least build a good foundation. Because these automation channels, the setup is involved, but once it gets set up, you start reaping dividends over time. So as you have these automation channels running in the background, whether you're sleeping, taking a nap, or doing cold calling, it's like a substantial leverage here that's going to boost your results. So from here in these automation channels, there's various automation channels. So one channel is cold email marketing. Another channel could be LinkedIn automation. Another one could be X or Twitter automation. Another one could be SMS automation, voicemail automation. So by implementing these multiple channels, we're pretty much leveraging these software and tools so that we can see a lot more activity and start filling the pipeline. So here we'll see a 5x increase in activity since we have 5 additional automation channels. These do take expertise to set up, particularly cold email marketing, but the idea is that after the initial setup, you'll reap dividends over time. So here, if we look at these two, we have to look at how do we acquire these leads now, right? Because in order to fill these in, we have to get specific leads that match whatever automation channel or one-to-one input output. So in the case of one-to-one input output, we would want mobile numbers of decision makers. So this would go into cold calling, as well as SMS and voicemail drop, because voicemail drop could also be company phone numbers as well. So company phone numbers and mobile can both go into voicemail drop. And then for cold email marketing, we need clean emails. So not only do we have to acquire the emails, we have to clean them, meaning that not all emails are valid, and then put it in here. And then for LinkedIn and X, now we have to acquire LinkedIn URLs, profile URLs, as well as X Twitter URLs, right? All of these profiles. So that's another question. Where do you acquire all of these leads for these automation channels? And then there's various ways to do that. So there's various scraping methods. There's various databases that insiders are aware of. And then from here, you accumulate a giant list, right? So this is like the gold mine, right? Data is gold in the digital age. So this is the gold mine that we have to mine from to acquire the leads and inject them into our campaigns here. And then the next question is maximizing your leads. So we have within the system, there's several things to consider. So there's the physical automation, physical infrastructure, physical, right? This is all software, but there's also the what I like to call marketing doctrine. So having a very weak marketing doctrine, you're not going to maximize each lead, right? The potential of each lead. So someone who doesn't have much expertise in marketing, they might just go through the leads and say, okay, I'm done, and then that's it. But if you have good marketing doctrine, right, you know how to maximize the efficacy of the system, then your results will be it could increase tenfold, right? And that might sound like an exaggeration, but over a long period of time, as you continue to retarget and follow up on the leads, it will make a substantial difference. It will multiply the effects. So the question is, how do you maximize the leads? So for this, you have to retarget and have an efficient system for retargeting, and then you need to have follow-ups. And again, have an efficient system for follow-ups, right? Just a quick pie chart here if we have a pie chart, we can say that maybe roughly 20% are, candidates will, prospects will buy no matter what, right? So they're always interested. Like right time, right people, right? Right time, and they're interested. The other 20% will be people who will never buy, right? So wrong prospects. And then the remaining 60% here will be right prospects, but wrong time, right? So the goal is to make sure that we're constantly retargeting, we're constantly following up in a manner that's skillful and that doesn't bug them a lot, to make sure that we are maximizing the potential of these leads. So in order to do this, there's various ways. So once we acquire leads and then we use the automation system, there's more ways we could repurpose these leads. So there's personalized outreach. So when you start personalizing, you're going to get a greater response rate. And there are more than enough leads that will last the lifetime of a business to do these personalized outreach. And then, of course, as I mentioned, there's follow-ups and having a robust system for that. So some people, when it's not the right time, they'll either not reply back, or they'll say, hey, reach out to me in next quarter. So we also have a system to accommodate for these. I don't want to go too much into technical detail, but what we do is we have Zapier automations. We also use webhooks. We also have a single source of truth. So this is the CRM, right? The customer relationship management. So from a very high level, in order to have a way to keep track of the clients, in order to keep track of the follow-ups, when to follow up, all of these require a single source of truth where we're keeping track of what's going on with each prospect from each of these separate channels. So that's going to give us that comprehensive overview of the prospects. So if we have a CRM system here, then we have the automation channels, cold email, Twitter, SMS, LinkedIn, voicemail. We need to have Zapier integrations and webhooks in place to communicate back and forth, right? So if they're interested or not interested, then we have to, and this is a single source of truth. So communicate. And then as these statuses are updating, then we also update it here into our cold calling system. And this cold calling system, it is a power dialer that's able to call multiple contacts at the same time. We've tried out various tools and we found like the best one. But pretty much this power dialer, you're able to have a way where, and this part is quite important, right? Because if you're calling the same people that already said, I'm not interested, right? Not interested, then you're going to get a couple of angry people that are not going to be happy when you reach out to them. And there's many variables to consider, right? Number one, it's probably demoralizing when you're cold calling people and they're not happy that you're calling them again. Or number two, it's simply not the best use of time. So having a comprehensive outreach system, it just provides more efficiency throughout the entire system. And then the other factor that we use is AI personalization. So for this, when I say AI, it's pretty much OpenAI API. And we use this for customizing our outreach, right? Making sure that they're relevant. So there's like a relevancy prompt that we can use. There's a unique opener that we can use to provide more customization. But here, this is pretty much what my team and I specialize in. We go into your business, we build out this entire infrastructure, and our goal really is to make sure that companies are independent, and that this automation system will last the lifetime of the business, rather than having to depend on someone else to do their marketing. So rather than hiring like a separate third-party agency, which you can, we could also manage it for you. But the idea is that we'll build it in-house, so that you still have the option to do your marketing, regardless of what may happen down the road, even if you don't work with us. So the offer is that we build this entire infrastructure with all the automations, with all the webhooks, with all the tools. We even show you where to get the leads, how to scrape the leads. Just a sustainable long-term solution. And then if you also want us to manage the system, we can do that as well, based on the package that you go for. So what do you get? So in here, you would get leads. Let me zoom in here. The most important part of any business is how to acquire the leads, right? That's a very big question. So I'll teach you how to acquire the leads, teach how to get leads. Or in the beginning we can do it for you if that's kind of a constraint on time, but long term we want to make sure that you know how to get the leads yourself so that you're self sufficient as a business. The other thing would be the single source of truth. So for here we use HubSpot, and then we'll set up all the integrations so that all the channels are able to communicate back and forth, right? So another thing that we do is the system, of course, and the system is divided into both the infrastructure as well as the marketing doctrine. And then the next thing would be the expertise. So whether we manage it or not, what's included is that we provide the training. Yeah, I mean, again, all of this, the timeline is flexible. So we could start managing it from the start, get the leads from the start, and then whenever you decide to do it on your own, we can provide that training as well. So the idea here is that provide the training, how to run everything, etc., the entire system. And then we also give ongoing support. So if there's any questions that come up down the line, then we'll be able to provide support to answer any questions. So this is pretty much my offer, which is a robust, comprehensive outreach infrastructure that really gives a comprehensive approach to marketing, because I don't really know of anyone that offers anything like this. Some people might offer like email marketing a la carte, or some people, and even then, it's not really a building for your infrastructure. It's more of you have to pay them a retainer fee, and then they do it for you, and then you have to pay for the leads. But I think this is something that's kind of missing in the market, not just something that's built in-house for the company, which is a lot more technical and complex, but also having multiple automation channels and a comprehensive marketing doctrine that you can implement, which really multiplies the results. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. This is just a very high-level overview. There's of course a lot of details that goes into it, but yeah, if you're interested, then you can book a call with me. There's likely a way to do that there's probably a Calendly below this video if you're on the website, or you can click on the link if you're watching this on YouTube. So yeah, thanks so much for your time, and have a great day.